first cold together, lying in each other's arms, watching those old movies, falling in love so desperately. Honey, I was your hero, and you were my leading lady. We had it all, just like Bogey and Bacall, starring in our own show, sailing away to Key Largo.
Yeah, Key Largo with Bertie Higgins, a one-hit wonder on WSGW at 9 o'clock.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, East City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Vicki Barker in London. Ukrainian anti-aircraft suicide drones in the capital Kyiv overnight. Elsewhere in Ukraine,
reports from the eastern Ukrainian region of Dnipropetrovsk says there's a big fire at an energy infrastructure facility. The local governor said there had been a missile strike. Ukrainian troops have been engaged in fighting in the towns of Soledar and Bukhmut in the Donbas region. The Ukrainians say they're facing an assault by a Russian force, which includes mercenaries and 2,000 released prisoners.
BBC's Moira Alderson in the city of Izium, recently captured from retreating Russian forces. Work continues excavating and documenting some 400 shallow graves. 60 Minutes correspondent Scott Pelley sees a pattern there.
We first saw this in April. It's assault on the capital, Kyiv. In a suburb called Bucha, we found a civilian massacre with a mass grave behind St. Andrew's Orthodox Church. The grave was filled with sand, humanity, and mystery.
A mystery war crimes investigators hope to solve. The midterms. Voters are already casting ballots in 18 states. Voting starts in 8 more this week, and many races are on a knife edge. CBS Chief Pollster Anthony Salvanto telling Face the Nation.
The Republicans have a turnout advantage. More of them say that they're definitely going to vote. What could get the Democrats in contention to maybe hold the House? It's young people. If young people were to show up more than they say they're going to, and the Democratic seat number goes up where they're right in contention to maybe get a bare majority.
After significant radioactive contamination was confirmed at an elementary school in suburban St. Louis, parents say they tried to get someone's attention.
We asked the Army Corps of Engineers to go onto the school playground, and they refused.
Environmental radioactive waste was dumped there from a World War II military facility. The FDA is making it easier for millions to get hearing aids.
People living with hearing loss can now purchase hearing aids over the counter. The move is expected to bring lower prices and expand access for millions. Hearing loss is the third most chronic health condition in older adults.
CBS's Elise Preston reporting. In Iran, protests continue over the recent death of a young woman in the custody of that country's religious police. CBS's Roxana Saberi reports.
We've seen several videos online of protests, particularly at universities across Iran, with students chanting slogans such as "Rise up, people, enough is enough."
Just ahead of the futures are up 345 points. You're listening to CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Steve, were you at paintball again?
Maybe.
What now?
Well, you know, winter is right around the corner.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And they'll be spreading road salt, which is going to make your car rust.
Yeah?
Well, I took your car to paintball to get it rust-proofed, so it won't rust.
Paintball does rust-proofing? I thought they were just a body shop.
No, they do all kinds of car stuff, even detailing to clean up the chill. Go!
Protect your car with rust-proofing and undercoating from Paintball on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're more than a body shop. Visit paintballrepair.com.
I had an instance where we had somebody who passed away. Their family was in cleaning out their room. This family member just, embraces me with this huge hug and is like, "Thank you so much for taking care of our mom. We felt good leaving her here every night, knowing that she was cared for." To know that people trust you with their loved ones, I think is a huge deal. when you get to know family members on a deeper level, you can make that trust even greater.
For more information, visit wellspringlutheran.com.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
It's 41 degrees at 9:05. I'm Denise Shannon with WSGW News. The U.S. Department of Justice awarded a nearly $350,000 grant to the Saginaw Community Foundation. The funding is going to support Project Safe Neighborhoods, a national program that partners with law enforcement and community organizations with the goal of lowering violent crime. U.S. Attorney Dawn Eisen announced the grant on Friday and says that the funding will help improve the quality of life for Saginaw residents by focusing resources on the most violent offenders and the most violent areas. Lieutenant Governor Garland Township today for a tour of an elementary school and an educational roundtable. The roundtable will include educational professionals, students, and parents to discuss the administration's record education investment this year is helping students learn and achieve their full potential. During the visit, Gilchrist will call for additional investments in tutoring and after-school programs through the MI Kids Back on Track program to help students throughout the city and across the state. Recently, Governor Whitmer put forward the MI Kids Back on Track plan to invest $280 million to tackle unfinished learning with tutoring or other forms of before, during, and after school. The Saginaw Transit Authority Regional Services, or STARS, will begin selling 30-day passes again today. Fares had been suspended during the COVID-19 pandemic, but are now returning at a reduced rate. 30-day pass prices will be $40 for the general public and $20 for disabled or senior riders, down from the pre-pandemic rate of $60 and $40 respectively. STARS says it's still working on a smartphone app and smart card technology, which will make routing, paying, and riding.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you, always.
I just had a conversation with a member who lives near Traverse City. Mildred has been a member with Wildfire in some way, shape, or form for over 50 years. Wildfire is her preferred financial institution. Same for her daughter who lives in Connecticut. Neither one of them has ever stepped foot in any of the Wildfire branches. Yet they both receive a level of service to rave about. It just goes to show you that it doesn't matter where you live, Wildfire is here for you.
Being the trusted resource for your finances, delivering marvelous experiences no matter where you are. That's Wildfire Credit Union. Every day, find out for yourself. Call 800-227-2328. Click on wildfirecu.org or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you, always. Wildfire Credit Union, distinctively better. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
WSGW News Time 9:08. Conditions are steadily improving at a paper plant and warehouse in the UP's Menominee. Officials say fire suppression operations continue to identify and put out the remaining smoldering hotspots. Debris removal are underway at Resolute Forest Products. The EPA is evaluating air monitoring data. Higher inflation and interest rates are taking a toll on household financing, And now many people are starting to change winter travel plans. Murray Feldman has this report.
Nearly a third of travelers say they will spend a shorter amount of time away this year compared to last year. Wallet Hub reports 40% of Americans say it's the Federal Reserve's rate hikes that will affect their travel plans this winter. More of them will be taking the car and looking for other ways to cut costs. Over 25% plan to apply for a new credit card that has cash back rewards and other perks so they can save on their winter travel. And more than half of those surveyed plan to redeem rewards they've already accumulated on their credit cards to help pay their winter hop. Murray Feldman, the Michigan News Network.
And the 45th annual Free Press Marathon has crowned a pair of winners. From the men's category, Novi resident Ryan Corby finished the marathon in first place. And in the women's category, California native Mary Beasley was first. More than 16,000 runners participated in the marathon. It's 41 degrees and cloudy at 9:10 at WSGW.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Low pressure continues to bring unsettled weather to the Great Lakes. Air pushes further south as high pressure builds into the middle of the country. High pressure will keep a large part of the country dry through the week, but temperatures will warm back to near normal by later this week. Scattered thunderstorms likely today with a high near 43. Cloudy skies tonight with rain becoming mixed precipitation, low around 36 degrees. Tuesday, mixed precipitation changing over to all rain, high around 44. Wednesday, cloudy skies with a high near 44 degrees. I'm meteorologist Angie Holliday with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 41 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions of from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to a Monday edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news this morning, we're going to talk to our buddy Joaquin Guerrero, who's involved in a new movie. It's going to be premiering here in Saginaw. We'll tell you about that after the 10 o'clock news. Jeff Carrick from Medicare Choices will be our guest on Focus this morning. But we're going to start out this morning talking about democracy and business and how business and democracy go hand in hand. A group called Business for Democracy is with us this morning in the form of Hannah Schulze and Michael Shesterkin. Good morning to both of you. Hannah, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having us.
You bet. Michael, good morning to you.
Yes, Howard. Thanks so much for having us. It's great to be here.
Give us an overview of the organization. Let's start with that. Tell us about the organization.
Mike, I'll take this one if that's okay with you. So my name is Hannah again. Mike and I both are from Michigan, our own economic development organizations, and we are proudly part of the Business for Democracy Collaborative, which is a group of organizers like ourselves from various states across the country that are helping to activate the small business, particularly the small business voice, around advocacy, civic engagement, and making sure that we are creating equity through the private sector. So I'm with People First Economy. We are based in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but do work all over the state. And Mike, I'll let you talk a little bit about what you all do.
Yeah, thanks, Hannah. Thanks for the excellent explanation of the Business for Democracy initiative. So we're here in Detroit and Southeast Michigan, and what we say is we promote social, environmental, and economic practice of business. So that's really about thinking differently about the role that business plays in our world, and in particular with small businesses, engagement there, and really working together to make for a vibrant and a sustainable future for all of us.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the component parts here. Let's start with business is in business to make a profit. to sell goods and services.
Mm-hmm.
Should they be politically active?
Well, certainly, if you ask Mike and I, we believe yes. We believe the answer is yes. And I'll give a couple of examples of why we, our organization on the west side of the state, and also together, Mike and I have really started leaning into this work, partially because, well, this has been important work for some time, but if, we look back at just a couple of years to the time when the pandemic started to disrupt economic activity and folks were concerned about, okay, well, do we make sure that our employees and our customers are safe and healthy, or do we continue with business as usual and hope that things kind of go the way we want them to go? And that caused extreme disruption and instability in our business community. Now, the majority of Michiganders are employed by small businesses. So when we talk about businesses, large businesses, certainly we talk quite a bit, and we hear quite a bit in the news about our largest corporations being our big, large employers laying people off, and that's devastating. It certainly is. But when we have our small businesses also unstable economically, it shakes the foundation of what we can accomplish as communities and as a state. There was the state and federal programs that were created to bail out, so to speak, our businesses through payroll protection loan programs, grant programs, and what have you. Now, the first couple rounds of all those programs that were theoretically created by leadership, by legislators, by decision makers at the state and federal level to support our businesses, and theoretically, again, to support our small businesses. When those first couple rounds of payroll protection, less than 1% of truly small businesses, not to mention women-owned, Black-owned, Latino-owned, et cetera, but just small businesses as an aggregate, less than 1% of those funds were captured by our small businesses. Those programs were not created with this community in mind. And so what we want to do now is take examples like that and activate and educate our small business leadership community to know how to advocate for themselves and what they need, so that, heaven forbid this happens again, whenever the next challenge we are faced with, we know that there are representatives in office, or there are decisions being made at the legislative level that take our small business community's needs truly in mind, so that we can protect those businesses, because doing so allows our economy to thrive truly.
All right. So Hannah, Michael, let me ask you this then. If 1%, as you stated, went to small business, the other 99% didn't, what happened? Was that the fault of small business not applying, or was it the fault of the government program and the way it was established? What happened?
Yeah, that's a phenomenal. And I'm sorry, Mike, I know I'm talking quite a bit, so feel free to jump in whenever. But when our businesses were, when that first round of payroll protection, I'll use that as a specific example, came down, the information came down. What we noticed was our small business community, they don't have, an accountant on retainer, a law firm. They don't have these financial services. They might use large national banks that have, a call center for their customer service, because those are the banks that tend to be sometimes more accessible when you're starting a business and trying to open up accounts. So the relationships of a small business to go through a federal loan, essentially a federal loan application for those of us, I actually personally filled out a payroll protection loan for my organization, right? Because nonprofits could also do that. Well, I know my banker by name. I called him up and said, hey, I need help with this. I have an accountant at my disposal that I can ask for support. And I was able to go through that process relatively smoothly. Now, it still took me several hours to do that and to make sure I had all of my financial paperwork in line, that I had everything to submit. Our small business community, predominantly, many folks, I certainly can't speak for every single small business, right? But a number of those folks don't have access to those resources. So they were either, so to your point, Art, they either were intimidated to apply at all, or they tried to apply but didn't hear back from their bank for 12 weeks, 14 weeks. So they thought they had all their information in, but were just getting radio silence. And so they're working on, cash flow projections that were devastating, and just hoping that they would hear back. So I think it's a little bit of both, right? It's the small business being less adept and less resourced to access those programs. And the programs themselves were not created with our truly small business community in mind.
Yeah.
Because
Michael,
we wouldn't create this. Yeah, go ahead.
Go. Michael, let me ask you this. When the pandemic hit, and all of a sudden we had edicts from above to close businesses and do things like that, was there any attempt in the small business community to band together and try and make their case?
Art, I think Hannah touches on that, and it is a matter of the capacity to, when you're running a small business, it's enough to just get hope you have enough people to show up for work. So those are capacity issues, right? How many hours a day do you have to work your business, let alone go beyond that? I'd like to reel it back, a little bit maybe and kind of look at what we're confronting right now, though, in terms of what we're doing with Business for Democracy and this question that you asked at the outset around engaging small businesses. When we look at what's happening today writ large across our polity, the divisiveness that's out there, and this sort of belief electoral processes are not worthy of our trust and should not be trusted in terms of outcomes, there's an issue here that relates to what we see in trends that have taken place, for example, in Hungary under Walter Orban. And that is this sort of tightening of power, this consolidating of power amongst a few, right? And so if you look at the vibrance of a healthy free market, then you need small businesses in there for competition, innovation, and so forth. If our democracy is not protected and we don't have the sort of access to voting rights and voting access, that sort of vibrancy, then we will trend toward, as we are, sort of an authoritarian governance that you see in Hungary. And there have been studies done on this that indicate that under Orban's leadership, small businesses have struggled because they don't pledge fealty to the power, to those in power. Those trends are underway here in the United States. And if small businesses are concerned about these things, they ought to be. They ought to get together and make sure that we have the sort of vibrant democracy that we need vis-a-vis voter rights and voter access.
So let me ask this. If I took 100 small business owners and sat them down, I'll bet I'd find 50 from the right and 50 from the left. Can they get together for their own benefits to benefit small business without politics getting in the way?
I believe so, absolutely, Art. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I agree with Mike. I think that's what we're trying to do.
All right, hang on. I got to take a break. We'll come back to another segment with our guests as we talk about Business for Democracy here on the Art Lewis Show. And right now it is time to play the WSGW Football Bucks Blitz contest presented by Ben and Roofmax. Right now you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $2,000 by entering this football word online at WSGW. And the word this hour from the Lions roster is Herman, Herman. Herman. It's an Alpha Media company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. One winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. The Football Bucks Blitz contest presented by Ben and Roofmax on WSGW. And we'll be back with our guests.
The best garage doors, service and more. Call the Delta Door Doctor. He knows. No commercial, we've got them in store. That's the Delta. He knows doors.
For 3 generations, Delta Door has been installing and servicing garage doors in the Great Lakes Bay Area. Great customer service starts with the first moment a customer calls. Now, yours could be the voice they hear on the other end. Are you a friendly, helpful person who's highly organized and loves to solve problems? Delta Door is hiring a full-time receptionist to take sales and service calls and help with scheduling and follow-up. Regular hours, local ownership. Visit Delta Door in person to apply.
For the best garage and more, call the Delta Door Doctor. Delta Door.
Delta Door, 2835 Universal Drive, Saginaw.
Who's backing Kim Coonan's bid for Michigan State House? Out-of-state radical groups that want to force their extremist policies on Michigan, including defunding our police. Don't let Kim Coonan bring their radical policies here to destroy Michigan communities and endanger your family. Kim Coonan doesn't stand with us. Coonan backs his out-of-state radical friends. But Timmy Beeson believes in representing Bay County and will always fight. County is Beeson's home. That's why Beeson delivered life-saving benefits for people and businesses during the COVID pandemic, and why Beeson is now working to lower costs and stop the out-of-control inflation that's strangling our economy by reducing auto insurance costs and cutting taxes for families so Michiganders can keep more of what they earn. A hometown fighter working for our community in the State House. Timmy Beeson for State Representative.
Paid for with regulated funds by House Republican Campaign Committee.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
Just a few minutes ahead of the opening bell, Wall Street futures are higher. Bank of New York Mellon Corp says today that a goodwill impairment charge put a crimp in its bottom line in the third quarter, but the top was up with a 44% gain in net interest revenue. America's oldest bank posting a net income of $388 million for the quarter just ended, compared with $947 million a year ago. Among those earnings reports to look for in this week, Netflix announcing its third quarter numbers tomorrow. Wall Street predicting that the streaming service will report from a year ago, despite an increase in revenue. Good numbers are expected from Tesla Wednesday. Analysts are projecting the electric car maker will report an increase in third quarter earnings from a year ago. And on Thursday, the National Association of Realtors delivers its September tally of U.S. home sales. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Karen McHugh.
Businesses don't run on automation or algorithms alone. What powers businesses are your people and the people they serve. At Cintas, your dedicated service reps understand what you need to help you keep your employees feeling safe, comfortable, and performing their best. So your business can too. For workwear, essential first aid and safety supplies, and fire protection services, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
You want to be a showstopper like The Miz? You want to be awesome? Then you'll want to have a game plan. Whether you're a champion or a bettor, you've got to be responsible. The DraftKings Sportsbook offers all the tools you need. You can set a realistic budget and bet within your means. You can set time, deposit, and wager limits so you can have a personal game plan for having fun while safe bets, and so should you. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn about all these tools and more.
Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/responsible gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
We expect our information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting you to explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness tour. From Denali, you'll ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan, sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis@wsgw.com. That's ARTLEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska is calling. All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. We're talking to Hannah Schulze and Michael Shesterkin about business for democracy. So let's talk a little bit about what you want business to do. What is the small business owner? Well, first of all, before we do that, define in your world what a small business is.
Yeah, well, this is Hannah, and in our organization, we have businesses all over the state, several thousand, but about 85% of the businesses that participate in our programming have fewer than 50 employees. So usually when we talk about small business, truly in earnest, we're talking about that less than 50 full-time employee mark. But Mike might have a different answer to that.
Mike?
Yeah, so the SBA defines it as, broadly speaking, as under 500. So that the sector you're in that really, qualify whether it's under 500. But what's an interesting statistic around that is that 47% of all of us are employed by small businesses. So, and 99.9% of all the businesses in the United States are under 500 employees. So to get a sense of that, that means that 0.1% of us, or 0.1% of the businesses in this country employ of us. So when you look at that from a power perspective, it's pretty incredible how many of us are working for businesses that are over 500 employees, and there are not that many of them. Very little.
So what do you expect small business to do? What can they do?
Well, I mean, it comes down to it. When we look at it from the perspective of, invigorating our democracy and ensuring access to voter rights and small business leaders are, a study done recently indicates that 68% of us trust small business leaders. So people in our community, they're part of our community, and we do business with them. So they have employees, they have, suppliers, they have customers who come in. Their voice is trusted. Their voice is one that people put faith in. So the easiest thing they can do is advocate for, to people time off for work to vote, and getting engaged in the system so that we have as many of us participating in our democracy as possible.
Do they have to advocate for that? Why can't they just do it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's a good point, Art. Yeah, you don't have to advocate to give somebody time off to go vote. That's an easy thing to do. But what they can do is get engaged in our system and look at things like, in particular here in Michigan, we have Proposal 2 on the ballot that will work to ensure the access to voter rights and access at the voting polls. So getting behind that piece of ballot proposal would be one thing that small businesses could do that would be in their best interests.
Well, let me ask about that. We've had voting in this country since this country was formed, and we've had elections, we've had elected officials. I mean, in this day and age, is anyone really denied the right to vote if they're a citizen of this country?
The fact of the matter is, go ahead, Hannah, if you want to take that one.
No, I would love to hear your take on that too, Mike. And I would just say that, yes, absolutely, people are denied the right to vote in a number of different ways, right? There's passive ways of denying or of making it more challenging for folks to show up to the polls. As we've seen in many states, currently there's lots of discussion around that down in Georgia, in Stacey Abrams' work, but also in Michigan. A lack of polling places in certain parts of the state, in certain neighborhoods. We see certain areas that are not putting up absentee voter boxes for drop-off. So I think, what's dangerous is to say that, well, yeah, sure, you can access voting easily, but then realistically looking at the infrastructure that doesn't exist in certain communities. We're talking mostly poor communities or Black and brown communities where it's just harder to vote. Not to mention, like Mike said earlier about time off to vote, the types of jobs that a person might have, sometimes multiple jobs, aren't the types of jobs that you can just leave and vote. I have such a privilege, right, that I have an office job. my polling place 20 minutes later, and I'm done and I'm back to work. But a lot of places don't offer that option. And so, Mike, maybe you have some thoughts as well.
No, it's spot on. I mean, at the end of the day, it's, when you work in a less than living wage job, you can't get time off. People get fired for taking time off to go vote. I mean, that's a classic. I think, too, the restrictions on polling places are other ways that are sort of, as you say, passive. So those are the sorts of things that are going on. And yeah, we've got to do, if our democracy is to remain healthy and we're going to allow the poor a voice in our system, which is vital to making sure that we don't continue to concentrate power among a very small number of people, then we've got to open it up and make sure that they can vote.
All right. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in November. This is going to be an interesting year for political observers, to say the least. Absolutely, to say the least. Well, listen, I want to thank both of you for joining us, and we'll have to do it again down the road and see how the organization is faring, and maybe after the election have a word or two and see what's happening. Thank you much. Michael,
Certainly.
Thank you. Hannah.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Thanks so much, Art.
You bet.
For having us.
Absolutely.
All
We'll
right.
do it again. Take care.
All right, good.
Bye-bye
Thank you.
now.
Bye.
Michael and Hannah for Business for Democracy. And, like every organization, they have their view and their scope of things and what they want to see done and why they want to see it done. And no matter whether you agree or disagree with this organization or any other organization, it is the beauty of this country that if you have a notion that something needs to be done, you can speak out about it, you can organize, and you can attempt to get your way. That is, ultimately, that is the American way, isn't it? We all have a voice. All right, we're going to take a break, and then we'll have open phones, whatever you'd like to chat about, 989-752-6111.
I'm Jacob Hilliker. I believe we deserve more local road funding for the amount of taxes we pay downstate. We all know working people in Bay County have always had to shout a little louder to be heard in Lansing. That's why I'm here. I'm a proud union member, business owner, and I operate a small farm. I don't have time for the national partisan nonsense of the week. I'm here to do a job. Vote Hilliker. Paid for by Jacob Hilliker for Bay County.
Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year. The place to shop for Christmas is Bronner's. How would you like to join the team and work at Bronner's this holiday season? Hi, this is Bob Splutzer from Bronner's Christmas Wonderland in Frankenmuth. Not everyone can be Santa Claus, but he always needs lots of helpers. That's why we're currently hiring people that would love the opportunity to make extra cash for the holidays. Bronner's will provide you with a set monthly schedule, your uniform, and time and a half wages on Saturday evenings and all day on Sundays. You could be greeting customers, ringing up orders, personalizing ornaments, assembling gift boxes, and more. Bronner's will give you a generous employee discount for your merry little Christmas too.
To join the Bronner's team, simply apply online at bronners.com/jobs and fill out an online application. That's bronners.com/jobs. Bronner's, making spirits bright since 1945.
Merry Christmas.
In today's conversation with the Dairy Checkoff, we're joined by Jolene Griffin, Director of Industry Relations with the United Dairy Industry of Michigan.
Michigan dairy farmers need a crisis plan because in the heat of the moment, there are so many things that are happening that need to be taken care of. And sometimes we're not thinking clearly because we're trying to figure out the situation. Being proactive is so incredibly important. A crisis plan helps us to determine beforehand who's going to be taking care of what aspect. UDIM has a crisis plan that can be completed by each farm. We also have magnets that collect emergency contact. Everything is right there in one place for everyone on the farm to access. UDIM is available to help any time of any day. So call us 24 hours a day and we will be able to help walk you through that crisis.
Visit milkmeansmore.org for more information.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com.
Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. Be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com for the hottest gift.
Whether you're working in an office or remote, Staples has your tech. New AirPods so I can turn up the music and tune out distractions. Staples has your tech.
Oh, a spare monitor for my spare bedroom/home office.
A webcam for all my video chats.
Staples has you covered with tech solutions and accessories, from the latest laptops to networking solutions. And now Apple AirPods Pro are just $199. You save $50. The latest tech solutions are at Staples, the working and learning store, in-store and online. Ends 10/22, limit 2 while supply.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salonpas pain relieving patches. The proven medicines in Salonpas patches reduce my pain and let me do the things I need to do every day.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas reported improved sleep, mood, and the ability to work. They had less pain and were able to reduce their use of oral pain medications.
For pain, I use Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Sponsored by Hisamitsu.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, I guess we'll try to make sense of it all. That is a very, very difficult job. We will have fun.
Markley Van Camp and Robin. On 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW. Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
All right, we're back with you. Let's go to our phones this morning. Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. Did you watch the governor debate last Thursday?
I did not.
Well, the governor and the Democratic refused to show the debate in the Detroit metro area, whereas it was shown all over the state other than the Detroit area, for fear that the governor would have a poor performance at the debate.
How do you know what the fear was? How do you know why the fear was there?
Well, let's face it, the governor's voters are in the Detroit metro area.
So why the fear then? You would think they'd want to show it.
You would think so, but they did not. The rest of Michigan saw it. Now, the next debate on the 25th, supposedly the whole state will see, but the governor and the Democratic Party refused to allow it to be shown in the Detroit metro area. It was reported.
You're sure that?
On Tim Skubik's Off the Record show on Friday.
That the party.
That.
How did they report it?
When they talked about the debate on the show Friday on Off the Record, they said that the debate was not shown in the Detroit metro area.
Well, that's different than saying the Democratic Party said it couldn't be. Did he say that?
No, they didn't say that.
So are you interpreting that then?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well then that's different, isn't it? That's different, isn't it?
Large Democratic vote. Huh?
But that's different, isn't it? You didn't get it as fact. It's your interpretation.
That's my interpretation.
Okay,
yes,
fair enough. I just want it out there.
I think most people would interpret it that way.
I don't know about most people. Since the state split, I don't think so.
Well, the Detroit metro area votes highly Democratic every
Yeah,
election.
that may be, but you're stating a reason that wasn't stated.
Well,
you're creating the reason.
If you want to be technical,
well, that's pretty technical, isn't it? If you're supposed to be reporting what you heard in the news, say so. But if you're making it up, say that.
It wasn't reported anywhere else other than that show, that it wasn't shown in the Detroit metro area. No other news outlet reported that.
All right. But still, nobody said the Democratic Party said it couldn't be done.
Right.
Okay, good. Well, that we understand each other.
Okay.
All right. Good enough, Paul. Thanks.
Alrighty.
Take care.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And let's talk to Carol in Sheridan. Carol, good morning.
I want to talk about some real bird brains.
Real bird brains. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm tired of this garbage. the Kirtland warbler, I don't know if they're still named, if they're, have already been named the state bird.
There was talk about it. I don't think it's happened yet, but I don't know for sure.
Well, my friend is really bummed because he wanted the chickadee.
What's wrong with the robin?
Because there's a lot of state, and I mean, everybody knows a robin. These Kirtland warblers are very, very interesting.
Yeah.
About 10 years ago, they were down to just very, very few. And how they count birds is by the singing. People check and see how many singing pair there were. And they're mostly around a sabo, and they only nest in jack pines like 4 to 6 feet. So they're real picky as to where they nest.
We almost lost them years ago because of the fire up there.
No. They live on fire.
Well, not during a fire.
No, not during the fire. But no, it was because of the cowbirds. It's a very nasty bird. They're black with a brown head. And sometimes when you go by a farm, you'll see a whole flock of them. And they do not build a nest. They lay their eggs in like warbler's nest or small bird's nest. And their eggs hatch really, really soon, and they're big. And a lot of birds, some birds are smart enough to kick them out. Some birds abandon their nest, but their chick hatches real soon, so the bird spends all their time raising this stupid cowbird and lets their little, nest go. And so the DNR trapped them. And anytime you can get rid of a cowbird, it's a good thing if they come to your feeders.
Apparently, bird legislation has been proposed but not voted on yet, so it's still floating around.
I hope it goes. But anyway, now they're doing really, really well. And now with the 22,000 acres that burnt up around the Two Heart, and through there, they'll have a lot of place to nest. But now they found them in Wisconsin and a few other places. But it's a real success story with the DNR and people caring about, and they winter in Bahamas. They go to the Bahamas.
Wow, smart birds.
Well, yeah. Well, what are they going to eat?
Yeah.
The birds have to do. The birds that stay around here usually are bug eaters. Or different. If there isn't something around here to eat in the winter, and then they usually go.
They're seed eaters, because I can tell you how many 50-pound bags we have to go through every so often.
But not. Well, we've had 900 pounds of birdseed last year.
We're probably going to be close.
And I don't know if we can afford it this year.
That's the other side of it. We've had that discussion. Going to start looking for some cheaper feed.
Well, but I'll tell you, you got to watch the sunflower seed. We buy 50 pounds, around $10. You can get 50 pounds of cracked corn at an elevator, and that really helps to mix with your bird seed.
Yeah. Well, the seed we buy has cracked corn in it. So.
But anyway, but if you watch real close, some of the sunflower seed has a lot of junk in it. The cheaper has junk, and the cleaner it is, because when you're pieces of sticks and stuff in it, even though it's cheaper, it might not be as good.
Right.
It might be actually cheaper to buy a better quality.
All right.
But Kirtland warbirds are real interesting.
All right. Well, maybe they'll be our state bird. We don't know, but I got to take a break.
And they don't vote.
Yeah.
And drive people crazy
All
about
right.
going on and on and on about all this garbage.
All right. Talk to you. Take care. Bye-bye now. And we'll be back. Chris, hang on. You'll be next. Speaking of living things, let's talk about your pet, because we know you love your pet, and so does Subaru. It's Subaru Loves Pet Month at Thalen Subaru, 4211 North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Now, all this month, Thalen will contribute $100 to a local shelter for every new Subaru sold in October. And in addition, they're going to hold a Subaru Loves Pets special event Saturday, October 22nd. I'll be there. Pets will be available for adoption at the dealership from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can give a fur baby its forever home. The Subaru professionals at Thalen suggest you stop in to order the Subaru of your dreams or see what Thalen has on the way. Subaru features SUVs like Crosstrek, Forester, Outback, and Ascent. Cars like the Impreza and Legacy. And, of course, performance. If that's cup of your tea, look at BRZ and WRX. You can find more information online at thinkthalen.com. Mark your calendar for this Saturday, October 22nd, for the Subaru Loves Pets event at Thalen Subaru. Thalen, serving your automotive needs for 45 years. We will be back with more after these notes.
The time has come to ask attorney Jerry Wright another question or two. First of all, a power of attorney. Is that enough for my estate plan?
Many people think having a power of attorney plan they need. While these two legal documents are important, they may not be enough for an effective estate plan.
Well, why is that, Jerry?
Well, let's look at what each of these documents actually do.
Okay.
A will is a letter to the probate court identifying who gets your personal and financial belongings, which is important after you pass away. A legal or financial power of attorney grants authority to someone else to make these decisions for you while you're alive.
Why isn't that enough then?
Well, first, it's essential to also have a medical directive, which grants authority to a person you trust to make healthcare decisions on your behalf when you can't. Second, a will may not be sufficient to protect all your assets. Third, depending on each individual situation, you may need all of the above plus one or more trusts or limited liability companies.
Thanks, Jerry. If you want more information, register for an upcoming workshop. Visit jerrywrightlawyer.com or call 989-790-1461 today.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, use my card. And most of us. Interest rates credit cards charge is a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed-rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online, and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR, but with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 5.73% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money with a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 5.73% APR to 19.99% APR and included 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
You want to be a showstopper like The Miz? You want to be awesome? Then you'll want to have a game plan. Whether you're a champion or a bettor, you've got to be responsible. The DraftKings Sportsbook offers all the tools you need. You can set a realistic budget and bet within your means. You can set time, deposit, and wager limits so you can have a personal game plan for having fun while being responsible. I practice safe bets, and so should you. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn about all these tools and more.
Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/responsible gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
News coverage.
Gretchen Whitmer, she's completely dishonest. Tudor Dixon still denies the outcome of the 2020 election.
I think we're going to Senate House cover.
News.
President Putin is failing in Ukraine.
That decision by OPEC.
The Saudis need to come to their senses.
They have made almost $100 billion. It's time we use our leverage.
The cost of living has really gone up.
40-year high inflation. Terror has come to Raleigh.
News coverage on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here at WSGW. Chris is in Tittabawassee Township. Chris, good morning.
Hi, I'm up in Midland now.
Okay.
Hey, I wanted to pick on you a little bit.
Sure.
Let's turn this down. Let's turn something off here. I didn't get a chance to listen to your entire program in the morning. Got into it at about 9:30.
Okay.
You asked your guests, what can small business do to improve or something along that line.
Yeah.
And the only the two people were join our organization and we'll make everything better.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. They didn't really offer a plan or a suggestion. I mean, I was at a restaurant Sunday where they don't have dine-in eating anymore. When COVID killed them, they lost employees and they just went to a takeout only.
Yep.
Station. They're still only at a takeout operation, and a guest that was there in front of me seemed to be in a conversation with the owner about that. And the outrageous wages that people are paying to get employees to work was the owner's point of, to answer the comment, because he can't afford to pay anybody because he'd have to run this product.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't come. Now, another point you had with the folks. Oh, crying out loud! I'm losing my train of thought.
Well, let me tell you where I went with it and why I went there. I was really trying to find out what the motivation is behind the organization, and I think in the end we did. They're touting Proposal 2. That pretty much was what they really were after, and I just, a lot of these organizations. They sound good and they have good intent, but you have to drill down to find out what they're really all about. And, while some of their intentions are very good, and I'm sure, and nothing wrong with small business getting together and trying to protect itself, and it needs it. But the thrust of what they're really after was touting Proposal 2, which was the Voting Rights Amendment.
Right. Oh, that was the next point that they had for you. You asked about, is there really an issue with right to vote in this country? And then they come up with absentee ballot boxes. Absentee ballots can be mailed. They don't have to have a drop box in the middle of nowhere to be stuffed with who knows what.
Well,
that's when I got mad at that.
Well, that's a good point because, for centuries we had absentee ballots and no absentee ballot boxes. I mean, you mailed them in or you took them to the clerk's office, whatever you had to do. I just felt that I needed to keep drilling to find out what they were all about.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get that. I was waiting for you to counter with something, and you didn't.
Well, I sometimes, in what I do, sometimes I find it's best to let them live or die by their own words.
Yeah, right. There you go. Give them a carrot and see what they do with it. Okay.
All right, Chris.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Listen, I'm glad you're listening.
All right. Thanks a lot, Art.
You bet. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye now. Russ, we got about a minute. Go ahead, real quick.
Okay, Art, real quick. Last week I called in about Councilperson Flores breaking into a resident's home and the resident being the one charged. And as bad as I believe that was, and I believe that was horrible, what I'm finding now even worse is the dead silence. Nothing. Not one word from one community leader in the tri-county
Well, that's
area.
Not true. The prosecutor is considering it. The prosecutor is considering it. And so when the prosecutor rules on it, then you'll have something to hang your hat on.
It's being brushed under the rug, Art.
Well, all right, Russ. I said the prosecutor's considering it. You don't want to accept that, so what can I say? And I got to run because I'm out of time. All right, we'll talk again.
Tudor Dixon, a working mom on a mission to grow our economy and strengthen Michigan's agriculture industry. As governor, Tudor Dixon will stand up for small businesses so they can create good jobs for us. That starts with protecting family farms, because Dixon understands the value of keeping small businesses alive in our communities. Tudor Dixon knows that farmers' careful stewardship of the environment has made our state a worldwide leader in food production, which is why she will work in partnership with Michigan's agriculture industry to oppose regulations that cut off economic growth at the roots. And Dixon will fight inflation by opposing out-of-control government spending and taxes, making life more affordable for farmers and families that depend on them. As governor, Tudor Dixon will make economic growth job one. Whether you vote absentee or in person on November 8th, vote Tudor Dixon for governor. Paid for with regulated funds by Farm PAC, the Independent Expenditure Committee of the Michigan Farm Bureau. Not authorized by any candidate.
Did you know there's a conservative advocacy and benefits organization with over 2 million members and counting? It's AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Here are 3 reasons why you should consider joining AMAC right now. First, AMAC saves you money. From discounts on travel and plans, access to insurance products, and more. Joining AMAC is a powerful tool against inflation. Second, with a bi-monthly magazine, daily website content, podcasts with America's thought leaders, and an app that delivers insightful coverage of the issues that matter most, AMAC is a trusted source of information. And third, the reason that people say is their favorite is that AMAC fights for your conservative values on Capitol Hill. With more than 2 million members, AMAC is a voice that cannot be ignored, working tirelessly to preserve the freedom secured by our Constitution. Go to amac.us/liberty and join today. That's amac.us/liberty. amac.us/liberty.
Heading up toward the top of the hour in news, one note to Paul, who called about the debate that wasn't televised in Detroit. It was heard in Detroit on WJR and WWJ radio, both big powerhouse radio stations there. So it was in the Detroit market. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after the news with Joaquin Guerrero.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. Good morning, Kyiv. The BBC's Paul Adams is in the Ukrainian capital.
Smoke rising from an office building where we saw flames earlier this morning, but there's still smoke there. And across the road, what looks to be a large amounts of smoke still billowing from what we believe is a residential building. There's a crane already there, and we've seen lots of rescue workers arriving all the time.
Midterms tensions as voting gets underway in one key southern state.
Early in-person voting in the midterm elections begins today in Georgia amid threats to and harassment of poll workers. Vanessa Montgomery is poll manager in Bartow County.
If I allow people to intimidate me like that and take away something that I enjoy doing, they have the power over me. And if someone has the power over you, then they think they can do anything to you that they want to do.
More than 4 million people could vote in Georgia elections this fall, half of them before Election Day. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
I'm Tom Footy. With inflation still very much a factor and a concern for voters in the upcoming elections, one of its early indicators continues a After the big run-up in gasoline prices, they mostly dropped for a couple of months, then turned up again. Now, after several days of drops of about a penny a day a gallon, AAA's average price for a gallon of gas is unchanged from yesterday, $3.89. Tom Footy, CBS News, Washington.
In California, is the search for the Stockton serial killer over?
Police believe 43-year-old Wesley Brownlee ambushed and killed 5 men in Stockton between early July and late September. All but one were Hispanic and some were homeless. The suspect is currently being held in county jail without bail and is expected to be arraigned tomorrow on murder charges.
CBS's Danya Backus reporting. In Little Rock, Arkansas this past weekend.
Nobody should be hated for anything. Love who we want, be who we want, look how we want, dress how we want.
The city's first in-person Pride Festival since the pandemic. Today, a state ban on gender-confirming care for children comes into effect in Arkansas. A buoyant morning on Wall Street. The Dow was up 600 points shortly after the open. Stocks up in Britain, too, after hearing this.
No government can control markets, but every government can give certainty about the sustainability of public finances.
That's the country's new Treasury Secretary, Jeremy Hunt, affirming he is reversing almost all the unfunded tax cuts for the rich announced by his boss, Prime Minister Liz Truss. And the pound to plummet. This is CBS News.
You need to hire? Indeed is with you every step of the way, helping you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? When you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling problem happen in your home or business, you need to be able to call a professional that you can rely on and trust to make the repair or equipment replacement. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the professional homeowners and businesses trust for 65 years. Whether you're looking for an emergency water, planning a new heating system installation, you can trust Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to provide quality service and installation. Reamer has the equipment to fit every budget, experienced estimators and state licensed technicians to install. Trust a professional to do the job right. Call Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Visit them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes. Presto! You're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel, évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
The Bay City Board of Commissioners will convene tonight for their second meeting of the month. Up for consideration is a series of provisional adult use and medical marijuana facilities licenses for 3 different to open up in Bay City. The commission will also vote on a change to the city ordinance that regulates hunting within the city limits. The revised language will expand what types of weapons could be used for wildlife management at James Clements Airport beyond only bows and arrows. Anyone looking to hunt on airport property would still require a permit from the city manager. Police in Saginaw County are investigating a hit-and-run crash that occurred in Burt last 7 p.m. The owner of Gabe's Grocery on Sheridan Road, Gabe Shoup, was returning from dinner when he was struck by a vehicle in the store's parking lot. Witnesses say a green pickup truck crossed from the opposite side of the road and struck Shoup, then fled the scene at a high rate of speed. He was found unconscious by his son, Austin Shoup. He suffered broken ribs, a broken collarbone, and a concussion. Shoup is recovering at a Saginaw area hospital. Please call the Saginaw County Sheriff's Department if you have any information about the incident. The Veterans Administration will be participating in this event on Saturday, October 29th. Anyone who wants to dispose of unwanted medications, including controlled substance prescription medications and expired over-the-counter medications, can do so between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the Alita Lutz VA Medical Center. The drug take-back event is not limited to veterans. The VA police will be in the main lobby of the medical center to direct people who stop during the event. Items that cannot be dropped off include medical sharps or needles and medical waste or illegal substances.
Hi everyone, Eric Crane here with Crane's L&M Appliance Center, and I'm very excited to tell you about our new store in Guerrero. Crane's L&M Appliance Center is not only located at 3260 Bay Road in Saginaw, but now at Guerrero Road, which is M81 in Guerrero. Join us for our grand opening with specials on LG, GE, and Speed Clean products. We are also now a CERTA exclusive dealer. Crane's L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road in Saginaw and 1556 West Guerrero Road in Guerrero, where we want to earn your business.
At Consumers Energy, we're harnessing the power of the sun to create a cleaner energy future for Michigan. By 2040, solar energy will provide most of the electricity we deliver to our customers. That's good for the planet and your pocketbook. But we can't get there without your help. We're searching for large parcels of land in Michigan to build solar power plants. If you have a site for us to consider, visit consumersenergy.com/misolar to learn more.
It's 42 degrees at WSGW. I'm Denise Shannon. A former president is headed to Michigan to campaign for candidate Obama has planned a trip for October 29th to campaign for Governor Gretchen Whitmer and other Democrats in the state ahead of the November election. Obama will join Whitmer, Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist, and other candidates at a rally in Metro Detroit, but the exact location has not been released. Whitmer's Republican challenger, Tudor Dixon, spent the weekend campaigning in the Upper Peninsula. There's a phenomenon being talked about in the neighborhoods of Detroit known as guerrilla gardening. Some say it's been going on for years, but is now in the spotlight because of the amount of work the city is putting into the neighborhoods near recently. Guerrilla gardening is when a resident does some urban farming on a property they don't necessarily own, like one of the many vacant lots throughout the city. But now those lots are starting to be brought up more and more.
I would say if you're not going to own the land, really be thoughtful about the that you're putting in their property, right? So like you don't want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars and end up somebody purchases it from under you, right? But if you are wanting to put more investment in the land, I definitely encourage people to own the property.
That's Tepferon Rushton, co-director of Keep Growing Detroit. This comes as urban farming remains popular in the city where, although some new grocery stores have been added in recent years, residents in so-called food deserts lack easy access to fresh food. WSGW News Time, 10:10.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see periods of rain showers here for today with cloudy sky conditions and temperatures holding rather steady. Northwest winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Tonight, a chance for rain showers here, cloudy 6. Tuesday, we'll have a chance for rain, cloudy high 44 degrees. Then by Wednesday, a slight chance for rain showers, cloudy skies, a high around 45. Thursday, mostly cloudy, we'll see high around 51. Then by Friday, plenty of blue skies and sun, high around 60 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 41.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us on this Monday morning. And we're going to talk about a new movie that's going to be premiered in Saginaw. And we have a couple of guests in our studio this morning to talk about it. First of all, the man who wrote the movie and directed it, and he is Taylor Gradowski. Taylor, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you today?
Great. Thanks for being with us today. And with him is a guy I've known for a year or two or 10 or 20. I'm not sure. But
several years.
We say good morning to Joaquin
morning.
Guerrero. Good morning,
Good
Joaquin.
morning, Art.
All right. So I have to start with a basic question of, Taylor, how you got to partner up with Joaquin on this movie called Red's Shadow.
Well, that's a long story, but I'll make it real short. And
Might be a sad one too. I don't know.
Possibly, so get ready. No, 2019, we paired up doing these 48-hour film challenges, which I did for a few years beforehand. And good friends of mine, Tom and Vicky Cox, called me and said, "You got to meet this guy, Joaquin." And they talked Joaquin up for a long time. This with the 2019 film. It was called The Last Superhero, and he brought his one dog, the German Shepherd, in Little Chief. And
she
from
doesn't
there,
go anywhere without him.
Oh yeah, so we've done. So we did 2019 the short film, the 48-hour, The Last Superhero. In 2020, we did a sci-fi movie called Early Arrival. And then we got to talking and say, as soon as things settle down a little bit, let's go ahead and make a feature. So that's the short story. And ever since then, we've just been, growing closer and closer. And, and then he's like, well, I got this new dog. And I said, okay, what's this new dog like? And his name's Storm. So then the ideas started generating. So
your friends talked up Joaquin, and then you met him.
Yeah, absolutely. Check this guy out. So we did, and, and we share a lot of the same ideas, and we go back and forth a lot of things, and that's really what keeps this thing going.
All right, so Joaquin, what got you interested in filmmaking?
Actually, I got called to go do a photo shoot with Tom Vicky Cox. They took me down there. I didn't realize it was going to be a audition for something, and it just kind of spanned into that. They ended up calling me for a movie. It just went from there. And then when I was working for Animal Control, I got called to do a movie called, for Jack London's Son of Wolf. And that's what kind of pulled me back. I gave up the one because I couldn't do it because of how my work schedule was and everything. And I'm like, I'm not going to miss this next opportunity. There's a way to go down there, do this. And then it just stemmed from there. And then the dogs got involved in it. And I've just been doing movies, when they call, need extras, or mostly I've been playing a lot of like police roles with the dog. They've used Chief a lot. Chief's done some Lifetime movies, Hallmark movies we've done, full featured movies, Westerns, and you start, and then your name gets brought up with what your dog's capable of doing, and it just went from there. And then I met, Taylor, and we kind of hit it off, and that's how it is today.
So in these Western movies, did you ever play a Native American?
No, I was going to be playing a cowboy. I played a lot of native roles.
He is one, folks. That's why. Do you still do powwows? Do you still go out to them?
Well, when the pandemic hit, you really couldn't go. You'd visit and do stuff, but I still keep in contact with Paul and from Brule, and we're close friends, and I never thought in a million years I would be doing stuff like this. People say, how in the heck did you get involved in? And it's like what you see on TV. Some of these guys are like, yeah, he was a real cop, and next thing you know, he's doing police movies, and that's how it just starts, because when they do those, a lot of times they have to teach the people how to properly stand, move, and do certain things. Where us, it just becomes natural.
Yeah.
And it just went there, and they needed a dog. I had a dog, and I was training them, and boom, it just fell right into place. God just opened that door, and it was falling into place.
So the movie Red's Shadow is going to premiere in Saginaw on November 11th. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
tell us a little bit about this movie, Taylor.
Oh,
you wrote this movie, right?
Like 17 years ago, believe it or not.
Really?
It started, and I was a different person then. It started really as a horror film that I had, and then he did a photo shoot with a young girl and a dog, and I saw it in mid-21. And it was like, I wonder if I have that old movie laying around. And, with everything going on with the pandemic and everything everybody's been through, I changed my tune a little bit. I said, there's too much horrible things in this world, too much horror out there, too much, the blood, the guts, and all that good stuff. I said, let's do something positive. Let's do something that's really uplifting. So we reworked the story for like 6 months. We did tests with the animals. We brought in different kids or people we knew that had kids that were interested. And the movie turned into a movie about mystery and hope and destiny. And sometimes it's hard for us to look at our past, revisit our past, and hope for a better future. And that's what this movie is all about. So we took the story of Red Riding Hood essentially and say, what happened if this little girl who may have witnessed, a not so great past, what would happen if she grew up, and what kind of person would she become? So that's what we did essentially, is we reimagined the story, and it's almost like the sequel to the story that was never told.
Even low budget movies need budget. How do you finance a movie?
That's a great question. The funny part about that is so usually you have a great story, you have people interested, and then we were very fortunate earlier on that we had some people that had the money and said, okay, could you do it for this amount? And we said, yeah, we can make that work. So we were very fortunate because we were able to pay the cast and the crew and feed everybody anything beyond peanut butter sandwiches and chips. I mean, everybody ate very well.
Yeah,
but
we made sure the food, that's what usually is. People want a good food after working hard, and
So your movie lot was similar to what you find in Hollywood. Maybe not quite the
Just
scale,
a
but
small scale,
yeah,
just
small
down.
scale.
Yeah, no steak.
Yeah.
But you had the craft crews and you had everybody you needed.
Right. And people stepped up, they made stuff, but it was cool because we all got to, hang out during the day and in the evening, and we're watching some of the shots, and we're sitting there, we're actually having a great meal together, and we're building that closeness.
All shot in Michigan?
Absolutely. Yeah. So right here in Saginaw, primarily, the facility that we have out in Hemlock as well, just for some studio shots. But I would say 95% of the movie is shot in or around Saginaw.
I have to ask a question. In part of your shooting, did you shoot in a cemetery on River Road?
River Road. I don't think we did River Road. Well, we
drove through one going down, checking them out, looking at certain sites and stuff like that.
We scouted, but I don't know.
Probably seen us scouting around down there and looking at things.
Yeah. All right. Hang on. I got to take a break. We'll come back. We're talking to Joaquin Guerrero and Taylor Gradowski about the movie Red's Shadow. Premieres in Saginaw on the 11th of November at the Temple Theater. We'll tell you more about that and tickets and all that good stuff when we return.
I'm Jacob Hilliker, Bay County Road Commissioner. I believe we deserve more local road funding for the amount of taxes we pay downstate. We all know working people in Bay County have always had to shout a little louder to be heard in Lansing. That's why I'm here. I'm a proud union member, business owner, and I operate a small farm. I don't have time for the national partisan nonsense of the week. I'm here to do a job. Vote Hilliker. Paid for by Jay.
It's time to play the WSGW Football Bucks Blitz contest presented by Ben and Roofmax. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $2,000 by entering this football word online at WSGW.com. Another name from the Lions' history, Calvin, Calvin. Calvin. It's an Alpha Media company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. One winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. The Football Bucks Blitz contest presented by Ben and Roofmax on WSGW.
If you're in a room with four other people, chances are one of you has already been an identity theft victim. 1 in 5. Watching your accounts and credit isn't enough. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, LifeLock will work to fix it. But everyone can save up to 25% on their first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. Promo code BECK, save 25% off your first year.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Uma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Uma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Uma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as... That's 800-730-8405.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opening higher to start the week as investors anxiously await several earnings reports due out over the next few days. Small businesses are stocking the shelves early this holiday season and waiting to see how many gifts inflation-weary shoppers feel like giving. Holiday shopping was relatively strong during the past 2 years as shoppers flocked online to pandemic stimulus dollars. Bank of America's profits fell by 8% in the third quarter as the bank set aside cash to cover potential loan losses. It's the latest bank to start socking away money for a potential recession as Wall Street's biggest banks have become increasingly gloomy as the U.S. economy heads into the winter. Americans are taking to the skies in numbers not seen since before the pandemic. The TSA says 2.49 million passengers were screened at U.S. airports on Sunday. That's the highest daily total since February. That's your Fox Business.
Hi, I'm Lisa Booth for Bishop Gold Group. Are you worried about your financial future as retirement gets closer?
All over the country, soon-to-be retirees are fearing for their financial future as markets remain volatile. Bishop Gold Group helps you invest in gold and gold IRAs to protect your wealth and retirement during times of high inflation and wild swings in the market. Secure your future today. Contact Bishop Gold Group by dialing pound 250 from a mobile phone and say the keyword Bishop Gold or visit bishopgoldgroup.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens FindRx coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that. Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th. Find a plan that's right for you at walgreens.com/Medicare.
Dr. Travis Stork here to tell you about a great pain reliever called Salon Pass Pain Relieving Patches. Salon Pass is pain medicine. Stick it right on sore muscles for up to 8 hours. Clinical research has shown that people that used Salon Pass reported less pain with improvement in mood, sleep, and the ability to work. Safe, effective relief is one peel in place away. Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
Where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 13. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
All right, we're back with you here at WSGW. We're talking to Taylor Gradowski and Joaquin Guerrero about a movie coming to Saginaw to premiere, actually, on Friday, November 11th at 7 p.m. at the Temple Theater, called Red's Shadow. Red Shadow is, how would you describe the story, Taylor, in simple words?
A heartwarming mystery drama.
A heartwarming mystery drama.
Absolutely.
Where'd you find the actors and actresses?
Well, the funny part is a lot of them over the last couple of years I've met doing the 48s, and then the few extra that we needed, either they've helped on a set before, they knew somebody who knew somebody. So we were very fortunate. We didn't have to screen to like 100 plus actors and do auditions. So we kept the crew and the cast pretty tight knit.
How many people did it take to make this movie, would you guess?
Oh, shoot. We were up to, well, in total, if you want to go total, about 50, 60. Our core crew is around about 7 or 8 for core crew. Cast is about 15.
It also takes a lot of equipment. Where does that come from? Did you have that already?
So, I did. So I for a long time, I did business to business commercials. I did promos for a while. So I've been doing that 15 years.
So you had the basics.
Right. Absolutely.
And, today, we think of Hollywood and we thought of movies and we thought of 70 millimeter and all of that. What do you shoot in today?
So
digital?
It is all digital. Yep. And we shoot, this the format that cinema was shot in. So you're 24 frames a second. We're shooting on cinema cameras. So nothing too crazy like you might see in Hollywood, but still have a pretty darn good picture.
Yes.
So Joaquin, what'd you have to learn to do this?
Well,
everything.
It's so different. Yeah, because when you're getting filmed, then all of a sudden you're on the other side, and then I did a lot of the scouting because of the areas of working here and being from Saginaw and finding the iconic places and the businesses and approaching them and saying, look, this is what we're doing. All our paperwork, we're legit, the insurance, all the stuff that we had to get. And then we'd sit down with them and they said, yeah. And then I would go to the next one and scout and look and get stuff ready because, you have a certain time frame and it's different when you're just going in there. Hey, here's your lines. And now you're taking on another role. And then a lot of the actors that I knew from working on other movies that are like Sean, he's out in LA right now, just got done doing a premiere out there. He's coming back and he's in it. He plays the attorney in there. I've worked with him on two movies. And I said, hey, I got a part here. You want to read it? Send it to him. Melissa was another one. She jumped on board and she does. So these are actors that have been in movies. And, those are people that I've come in contact with. And then it fell into place because it helped out because I just knew when you meet people, it's going to fit that spot. I know it. And it did. And it just fell right into place.
Logistics was his strong point. I mean, finding the locations and making the connections. I mean, that helped. I mean, on my side, it's technical and creative. So everybody had something to bring to it.
Yes.
How long did it take you to shoot the movie, the physical shooting of the movie?
So we were scheduled out for it's 16 days, but we spanned it over 3 months because a lot of the people we brought on, some of the amateur actors, some of this is their first time, and they did amazing work. Everybody's got jobs and lives and this, that, and the other. So we were shooting on Friday nights and all day Saturdays for the most part. So 16 days in total, but even throughout the summer, we'd get what they call pickups. We'd get a couple shots we figure it might fit. And even then, we still may put one or two small pieces in before the premiere.
I'm disappointed, Joaquin. You never called me.
It's so because you come across and you see people and your mind just goes totally blank. And when you look at everything that we had gone through, and even like my dad, he ended up breaking his hip, and we're right in the middle of production. So I'm bouncing back and forth trying to get all that stuff together. So we're like, everybody was very supportive, and I'm getting cut and only get 2 or 3 hours of sleep, helping him, getting him situated, and then trying to do your lines and do all that stuff. And I give those guys a lot of credit, and doing.
So you still doing dog training and all of this?
Yes, I had to postpone my dog training. I had people call me, "Are you starting your dog training?" And I says, I'm right in the middle of doing a movie right now. And finally, I started my dog training classes now. So I got people calling them. I'm calling them back and that. But that whole site, I just posted it, I think, last week that I'm able to now do. It's only going to be a small class right now with, like my season. So I'm coming towards the end of the season. And then, wintertime, we go into another season. So
it's controlled chaos. It really is.
Well, it all culminates on the 11th.
Absolutely.
At Temple Theater. Let's talk about tickets. They're available.
So tickets are available right now. etix.com. If they look up Temple Theater, they can check out our website, redshadowmovie.com. And redshadowmovie.com has the information that keeps getting updated to tell you what we're about, shows some of the screenshots from the movie, has a link to purchase tickets. I mean, this is a movie for the community.
Yes.
As we went along and we talked to business owners, I mean, I wanted to keep it really small, but Joaquin here decided to go crazy and got everybody involved. And he's like, "Oh, you got to go to this place, got to go to this place, got to go to this place." And we were running all over the place, which in the end was a great thing. Connected with business owners and organizations and people that a majority of them open their arms and welcome us in. They're almost like family to us now. So it was a really cool thing. You have all these stigmas about Saginaw and the surrounding areas. It's like, let's break that. There are some good people here, and they want to see something good come out of the area.
What's the website again?
Yeah, it's redshadowmovie.com. redshadowmovie.com. And it's actually going to link to my company page, which is part of Good Harbor Blue, and that's the production company.
And I'll link them into the businesses like Mooney's. They did an ice cream. Chops and Donuts down base got a donut based after the movie. Just so many businesses that because we want, in 2020 everybody took a big hit, and my idea is that we got to get people back into the community, because usually you get some people that are movie buffs. They go, "Hey, I seen that in a movie. Wow, Fuzzies is involved. Fuzzies actually exists," because they think of the name, and then all of a sudden, you know what? Let's go check it out, and they can see right where we filmed at. But it still brings people from all over to stop in and visit, because you see that in movies. Like when Spider-Man came out, everybody went to the pizza place where he worked at. So, that's what kind of my idea is, because these are iconic places. I mean, Art, you've been around just as long as they're known. Fuzzies, Baines, Cops and Donuts. You got the Castle Museum. People never even know the Castle Museum's there.
All right, so you're going to show this movie at the Temple Theater. Then what happens to it?
Who knows? I'm focused on Premiere right now. It's really interesting to say it. So we, and Joaquin mentioned a few places. We actually had a couple of individuals step up. Unfortunately, I can't name them at this time.
That's all right.
And they let us shoot at some really cool, iconic places as well. And they asked us technically the same question. Really great about this day and age is distribution is open to a lot of individuals and groups as well. So we are looking at Amazon streaming. We are looking at Tubi is a big one as well that tends to welcome independent filmmakers. There are other things we potentially have in the works. We've gotten phone calls on as far as showing it in other directions, but we don't have ink on paper yet. So
is this, how can I say this? Is this, if I'm going to give you an either or, is it a Hollywood type production movie, or is it a Cannes Film Festival movie?
Ooh, so you're talking as far as content goes, like how deep does this rabbit hole go? It's not, I would say it's not as experimental as Cannes, and it's not as over the top as Hollywood. It's a nice balance, I think. If you want to talk about content, I mean, we were pretty thorough in everything from costuming to story. The music, we have our own composer. The guy is brilliant. He did an amazing job on this movie, at least in my opinion. I think everybody else is going to share the same about him. So I would say it's a good in between. It has pretty good, but not too over the top. But it does have more of a rich story, rather than I think some of the Hollywood movies nowadays lack story. They're focusing on visual effects, and they're focusing on fast pacing and quick images. And we want to tell something that people can actually grow some attachment to these characters and say, yeah, I can relate with that person or what that person's going through. So I think it's a good mix, really. Quality-wise, I'd say, especially for the small budget and team that we had, I would say we're pretty darn close on par with what some of the big guys are saying. And you can see that in some of the screenshots that we shared as well.
And
trailer will be releasing the trailer this week. So you'll see that in there. It gives a little bit more. The teaser is what's out right now to kind of give an idea. And some people say, I recognize that spot. And, they probably did see me driving around down by River Road, searching and looking for iconic places, because we want to kind of try to get to certain, and there's certain places we went to and they didn't want, they never got back with us. And we kept going there, sending messages and, but I think they just thought this was a student film or something like that. But my goal in this was because, I sold my roots here, like, over 30-some years ago. Saginaw City, didn't go knocking on my door. I went knocking on their door, and they gave me a job. And this is my way of giving back to that community, Art, and what they invested in me all these years. And I still believe in Saginaw. Saginaw's a great community. There's a lot that's here. There's a lot of history, a lot of great people, a lot of amazing people have come out of Saginaw and have done great things. But people don't know about Saginaw. I've always been that name they always call Sag Nasty all the time, but we're not. And that's why we wanted to show those places. That's why I searched and went with all the connection people that I could know and say, hey, look, this is what we're doing. These are great places. Because I would go on patrol there, stop and eat and meet these people and see it and have to go in there, and I would just remember these places are just and that's just why I put my heart and soul into this, because I want to give back to the community and what they did for me.
All right, hang on. We're going to take a great break, and we'll be right back talking to Joaquin Guerrero and Taylor Gradowski about the movie Red's Shadow. Premieres on the 11th of November, Friday, at the Temple Theater at 7 o'clock. And you can go to redshadowmovie.com for more information.
Who's backing Kim Coonan's bid for Michigan State House? Out-of-state radical groups that want to force their extremist policies on Michigan, including defunding our police. Don't let Kim Coonan bring their radical policies here to destroy Michigan communities and endanger your family. Kim Coonan doesn't stand with us. Coonan backs his out-of-state radical friends. But Timmy Beeson believes in representing Bay County. and will always fight for us because Bay County is Beeson's home. That's why Beeson delivered life-saving benefits for people and businesses, and why Beeson is now working to lower costs and stop the out-of-control inflation that's strangling our economy by reducing auto insurance costs and cutting taxes for families so Michiganders can keep more of what they earn. A hometown fighter working for our community in the State House. Timmy Beeson for State Representative.
Paid for with regulated funds by House Republican Campaign Committee.
What's your least favorite season? Now, if you're like me, it's cold and flu season. So get relief from it this year with Mucinex DM. With cough and chest congestion relief for 12 hours in just one dose. 3 times longer than 4-hour products. Mucinex DM makes any season comeback season. Even cold and flu season. Get 3 times the relief in just one dose with Mucinex DM. It couldn't be simpler. Nothing lasts longer among over-the-counter cough and cold remedies. Mucinex DM provides 12 hours of relief for chest congestion and cough, day or night. Use as directed.
If you're in a room with 4 other people, chances are one of you identity theft victim. 1 in 5. Watching your accounts and credit isn't enough. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, LifeLock will work to fix it. Nobody can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% on their first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. Promo code BECK, save 25% off your first year.
Do you know what people see? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also but it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
You want to be a showstopper like The Miz? You want to be awesome? Then you'll want to have a game plan. Whether you're a champion or a bet. The DraftKings Sportsbook offers all the tools you need. You can set a realistic budget and bet within your means. You can set time, deposit, and wager limits so you can have a personal game plan for having fun while being responsible. I practice safe bets, and so should you. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn about all these tools and more.
Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/responsible gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
The WSGW Morning Team.
It's about statewide ballot proposal 1 with election day coming Tuesday, November 8th. So statewide proposal 1 basically requiring the office holders to file the annual financial disclosures, plus replace current term limits for state reps and senators with a 12-year total in any combination between House and Senate. The proposal will officially read this way on your ballot. A proposal to amend the state constitution to require annual public financial disclosure reports by legislators and other state officers and change state legislator term limit to 12-year total years in legislature. The poll question, should proposal 1 be adopted? Yes or no? Head to WSW. Find the poll box and make your vote that way.
Michigan is rated as one of the worst in terms of financial disclosures.
Yeah. Somebody wanted radio people to be included in that, but they left it out. So.
Oh, thanks.
That's because we have no finances to disclose.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studio.
All right, back with you, talking about the new movie called Red's Shadow, which will be premiered at the Temple Theater on the 11th of November at 7 o'clock. You can go to redshadowmovie.com for more information. Talking to its writer, director, producer, if you will. And he is Taylor Gradowski, along with his partner, Joaquin Guerrero. And Joaquin, I have to show you something. For those watching on the stream, you can see this. I have to show you what looks down upon me every day. And I'll get him out here. Recognize this guy?
That's cool. That's really cool.
He sits above me, looking down on me every day. The reason I don't take him down is my dog Monkey would have a field day with him. So, but there he is. Anyway, let's talk. You know, it takes more than two people to make this movie. Were there others involved, partners that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, we do. We do have other partners. So with the core, we call it the core team, the executive team, myself and Joaquin, and then we had the support as well with Star Photography Live. That's within the core group. The community really stepped up and helped us with the locations or their food or props in the movie as well. Just a few to mention. Leland R. Roasters out of Glen Arbor, Michigan, sent us props. These folks have all helped us with social media outreach as well. So Fuzzies, Castle and Saginaw, Apple Valley, Mooney's on State, and then we had artists and authors. Lynn Smiles, the artist Lynn Smiles, offered her books in the movie. Carol Schulze did some of the art, and you'll see some motion art, not full on animation, but motion art in the movie as well. So a lot of those folks they stepped up and really helped us out big time. And then Cops and Donuts, yeah.
O'Hara's
barbecue, yeah. So. But and then on the back end too, also helping us promote. I mean, I have to give a big shout out and a huge thanks to Labadee Company. Let us do the advertising online and through their e-magazine. So everybody in the area has supported us, and we're very thankful for that as well.
Is the movie now totally in the can?
Well, yeah, it is. I say it because we keep watching it. We're like, what if we do that one little, or if we move this or fix that? So. We did 2 preview showings already so far, private preview showings, and the comment from a lot of people is, wow, this feels bigger than it actually is.
How long is it?
It's a little over 70 minutes, so it's features between 70 and 90, so it's a good length.
So in today's world, it goes into a theater. Is it retained in its digital form, or do you have to put it on film?
So no, it's actually retained in digital form. From what I understand now, my sister actually used to work for a theater, and I think it was like 10 to 12 years ago. She said a lot of digital, and when we showed it 48s, it's all digital. So it's and you can kind of see it too when you see on the screen how it looks a little crisper, cleaner, like.
Yeah, and we'll be showing a 48 too.
Which some people would say though that they miss the ambiance of film, that it has a certain cast to it. It doesn't have that overly crispness that you see in digital.
I agree. It does have a certain feel to it. It really does.
What do you prefer shooting in?
So the from a budget standpoint, digital.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 35 millimeter film's about, from what I understand, like $300 a foot, and if we had we were shooting 2 to 3 takes at most after rehearsals, but in one of them, I think we had 10 or 12 takes on Vicky Vicky did a cameo.
The dog did the best. He did it first shot. Boom. Chief just
I was going to ask, what's the dog's role in all of this?
Dogs and kids. We're working with both, and you know what? They gave us the least amount of issues.
And that's what they. It's just.
We have a little girl in the movie. She's 6, and she nailed her marks and her lines. And I'm thinking, this is awesome. We can go about the rest of our day.
Right. And she had worked with Storm before in a photo shoot that we had done.
Now, how old is Storm?
Storm, at the time, he's just going to be turning 2 after Thanksgiving. So he's still a young pup. So there's a lot of play in him. And oh my gosh, some of the stuff when we were filming in the spring, I mean, look at the behind the scenes. We got a scene that he's some stuff, and all of a sudden there's a butterfly. Oh, butterfly!
He's like a little cat. Just starts
the butterfly. We're like,
oh no! We're all back there laughing behind camera, like, what this
dog? Come on, Storm, get back on focus again.
Knowing you, Joaquin, is he another shepherd?
Yep, he's what they call he's a Czechoslovakian shepherd, but he has that wolfy look to him. So when Deb Belshaw, when she did the photo shoot for Little Red Riding with him, that's what we had him in there, and that's what sparked Taylor, like he was saying, from there. And yeah, he's just more lighter. When you see on there, when you go on that website, you'll see a picture of him, and he's just such a my dog, but everybody meets him. They just fall in love. He's got such a loving, kind spirit, just like Chief.
Yeah.
And Chief raised them, and kind of when I would work them together and train them, that was the big thing. Because when you're on set, that's the key thing, is that these dogs cannot move. They got to stay focused. When the booms come down, they can't like look up and be staring at the boom. They got to be staring directly, where that camera needs me. So I'm moving back and forth in there. So it kind of really, with the training and that I had to do, I had to put these dogs through. I mean, I'm being serious, since 10 weeks up to, like I said, they got thousands of hours of hard training, and there's loud noises and cars and animals and stuff that they would be, how would you say, go in there, and I got to get them to meet everybody on set so they're not focusing on them when we're shooting.
Yeah, he was Storm, though. We were concerned. We ran test shoots last October, and he was still very puppy, like always grabbing my arm or wanting to play. And I'm like, is he going to be ready for March? And sure enough, he was.
I'll have him ready. I'll have him ready.
Yeah.
And I worked my butt to get him ready.
All right. Hang on. We'll be back to close out with our guests. Again, the site is redshadowmovie.com for ticket information on the 11th of November, 7 p.m. world premiere at the Temple Theater.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you, and proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
October is Fire Safety Month, and Menards has what you need to keep your home safe. For over 100 years, Kidde has been the home safety leader, helping you protect what matters most. From smoke and carbon monoxide alarms to fire extinguishers, home safety products keep your family protected from emergencies. All Kidde safety products are 11% off. Good through October 23rd. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Dancing crew, trip for two, nailed the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid, give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. Boosters designed for COVID-19 variants are now available. If you've had your primary series, COVID-19 booster appointment as soon as you're eligible. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
My name is Tom Thornton.
And my name is Cindy Thornton. We're retired, and this is how we live united.
We decided to volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
United Way is how we contribute, because we know our time and money are going to the right places.
Judging by the thank yous we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing with our retirement, too. We're Tom and Cindy Thornton. We volunteer at our community free health clinic. We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm, A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real. And I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the menu.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our...
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, talking to Joaquin Guerrero and Taylor Gradowski about the new movie Red's Shadow, premiering in Saginaw on the 11th. So, have either of you written your acceptance speech yet for the Academy Awards? I mean,
I'm still premiere focused, so
yes, you keep going back to that.
Gotta come out of shock.
Everybody keeps asking when you have merchandising, when you have this, when you have that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's right. Got to have little storm dogs, little tiny dogs to keep up with Rookie.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
So what's next?
Oh man, like I said, premiere. We've been hustling. We're pushing as much as we can, and the big thing is so Temple holds about 1,700 seats, and so we've been doing some research, and I can't say 100% officially because I'm not sure, but I'm like 98% sure. If we got to fill that over 1,000, even over 1,000 seats, it would be the largest independent movie premiere, I believe, in the Tri-Cities. And possibly, and again, I haven't believe the state if it went over 1,500. So it's great to have numbers. It's great to have people in seats. But I think if after everything everybody's been through, I think they need to see a movie about hope. They need to see a feel good movie, something they can walk away from and go, man, it's so beautiful, and it was done here, and it supported the community. So if we could get folks to come out, we would love to have you come out for the premiere. It's going to be a great evening. We're going to show a short film. We're going to show the feature film, and then we're going to do a Q&A as well. So they'll get to meet the cast and the crew also.
And it'll be like photos. They'll do the step-up one for the photos and that. And, if we thank Jet Graphics for that, they're doing that for us. And I want to make this a pleasant thing for Saginaw, a positive thing. And I think that's the big goal. And, that would be great if we got that we hit those numbers, because then Saginaw's like, yeah, there's something good there. It's showing that there's the community's drawing together to support when people are doing things out there. And that's what it takes, all of us together to fix something. We just can't do it on our own because it's just there. It's like everybody keeps going, no, we got to help boost everybody up and boost these businesses and the community and the people that are there so we can make Saginaw great.
Tickets $20, right? But
yes,
not expensive.
Nope.
RedsShadowMovie.com is where you can find out about the ticket information. Click on the link and it'll take you to it. And it's Friday, November 11th, 7 p.m. at the Temple Theater. Well, listen, Joaquin, it's always good to see you.
Yes, Art. Same here.
And the dogs.
We try to keep them out of trouble, but
well, good luck.
Yeah, right.
You're better off focusing on the premiere.
Right.
I've known him a long time. All right, guys, listen, good luck with it. Hope you do very, very well.
Thank you very much.
Can't wait to hear what the next film in line will be.
Yeah.
Save a role for me.
We'll
talk to you. Have a good one. Take care.
Yep.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Fall might mean cooler weather, but at the Maytag store, it means hot appliance deals for you. Does your oven need an upgrade before the holidays? Well, the Maytag store has the deals you need in stock today. Come in and talk to their knowledgeable sales staff. of your dreams and budget. They have all the brands you want, including Maytag, GE, Speed Queen, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and more. Plus a huge selection of in-stock appliances on sale and ready to go. Let the Maytag store handle the hassle of delivering, installing, and hauling away your old appliance. And did you know the Maytag store has their own in-house parts and service department too? Call today to schedule your repair. Baking season is just around the corner, so make sure you have what you need for a delicious holiday season. Store in Saginaw, Frankenmuth, or the outlet store in Shields for those scratch and dent deals. Or you can shop online at the MaytagStoreUSA.com. Experience the Maytag Store difference today.
The Maytag Store.
We all know clean fields lead to strong yields. That's why XtendFlex soybeans offer triple tolerance to dicamba, glyphosate, and glufosinate to control more weed species than any other soybean system. Even tough weeds like water hemp, Palmer amaranth, and mare's tail. Get the control flexes you need so you can focus on the business at hand.
All right. That was interesting. Just disappeared, folks. Anyhow, we'll have to work on that, figure out what happened. In the meantime, we want to thank Joaquin and Taylor for joining us and talking about that new movie. It's exciting to have a project that is truly local. This particular one in the city of Saginaw, shot in the city of Saginaw, many landmark locations. Kind of fun to go and look at a film and say, oh, I recognize that. I know where that is. Or maybe even I know that person. So mark it on your calendar, November 11th, 7 o'clock, Temple Theater. And again, the website is redshadowmovie.com. It's REDSSHADOW movie.com. And follow the link for tickets, $20 a piece. We're going to move on now. We have news from CBS, the national and international report coming along. And then we'll have the local news for you. And then we'll be back with Focus. And today we're going to focus on Medicare Choices. I'm thinking Jeff Carrick is going to be with us, so I'll find out. In the meantime, stick around.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Explosions. Clouds of smoke rose from the streets of Kyiv today as Russia began a second consecutive week with attacks on Ukraine's capital. Journalist Oksana Kovalenko is there.
We heard several explosions in Kyiv. These were Iranian kamikaze drones. People went to the shelter when they heard the first explosion.
Officials say at least 4 people, including a pregnant woman, were killed in Kyiv. With winter coming, the government there is urging Ukrainians to conserve energy, and it's implementing rolling blackouts in some places. CBS's Mary Ilyushnina.
Russian forces have also targeted very crucial infrastructural sites like energy facilities across the country, which means that hundreds of cut off from the electricity grid. This potentially could mean that these settlements will go into the approaching winter without heating and energy supplies.
Generators switched back on at the Zaporizhia nuclear plant today after a Russian strike on a substation. The midterm elections are a little more than 3 weeks away, but they've already begun voting in Georgia, where a divisive Senate race pits the incumbent Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock against former NFL great Republican Herschel Walker. Walker's been fending off allegations he paid for an ex-girlfriend's abortion. CBS's Nicole Killian is in Atlanta.
We've already seen a number of folks show up here this morning. State tells us he's bracing for record turnout. In a sign of how critical the stakes are, former President Obama is set to campaign here in Atlanta later this month.
It's not looking good for Democrats hoping to hold on to the majority in the House. Our new CBS Battleground Tracker shows Republicans are likely to take back control with a 224 to 211 advantage. CBS's Anthony Salvanto.
63% say gas prices are going up in their area. So I ask people, okay, well, let's turn to politics here. Who do you blame for this? What's the reason? There's more folks now who say that Democratic policies have harmed the economy than helped it. And then by contrast, they think, well, Republican policy. would help.
Environmental concerns confirmed at a school in suburban St. Louis. Here's CBS's Jim Krasula.
Environmental investigation consultants have found significant radioactive contamination at Jana Elementary School in Florissant, Missouri. Nuclear weapons were produced on the site during World War II.
My level of concern is almost at peak level. It's everything we thought and were concerned could be true.
Ashley Brunel is among the parents who are obviously very concerned about the health and safety of their children at the school.
Dow up 453 and the British pound's up 2% against the dollar. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner, you can save a ton of money made by General Steel. Just call 888-74-STEEL and get a quote today.
Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year. The place to shop for Christmas is Bronner's. How would you like to join the team and work at Bronner's this holiday season? Hi, this is Bob Splutzer from Bronner's Christmas Wonderland in Frankenmuth. Not everyone can be Santa Claus, but he always needs lots of helpers. That's why we're currently hiring happy, friendly, the opportunity to make extra cash for the holidays. Bronner's will provide you with a set monthly schedule, your uniform, and time and a half wages on Saturday evenings and all day on Sundays. You could be greeting customers, ringing up orders, personalizing ornaments, assembling gift boxes, and more. Bronner's will give you a generous employee discount for your merry little Christmas, too.
To join the Bronner's team, simply apply online at bronners.com/jobs and fill out an online application. That's bronners.com/jobs. Right since 1945.
Merry Christmas.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
So sorry the food is late.
You should order through EasyCater. Professionally delivered on time and as ordered.
Totally would, but the E is broken on my keyboard.
Just get IT to fix it.
Totally would. Can't type the word help.
Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 90. EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. It's our thing.
If you're in a room with 4 other people, chances are one of you has already been an identity theft victim. 1 in 5. Watching your accounts and credit isn't enough. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, LifeLock will work to fix it. Nobody can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 20 year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. Promo code BECK, save 25% off your first year.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 42 degrees at 11:05 a.m. Good morning. I'm Denise Shannon. The city of Saginaw will host its next Neighborhood Association Action Group meeting tomorrow at noon at 500 Federal Avenue. Topics for the meeting include updates from local law enforcement and the fire department, an update on this year's Arson Watch program, and a presentation from Tom Tromley, Vice President and Chief Historian of the Castle Museum. Another highlight of the meeting will be the announcement of the grand prize winner for the 2022 Best Kept Yard program. The winner has been chosen from the monthly neighborhood quadrant winners from June, July, and August. Residents from area neighborhood groups will be able to ask questions of several city department heads. For information, visit the city website at saginaw-. Congressman Dan Kildee has helped secure federal funding to help support law enforcement and promote public safety in mid-Michigan. The federal grant program for more than $160,000 awarded to the City of Midland Police Department through the U.S. Department of Justice's Community Policing Development Program will be used to train officers for real-world scenarios and practice de-escalation tactics. The new federal funds will allow the Midland Police Department to purchase an advanced training simulator, the first of its kind in mid-Michigan. According to the department, there are plans to share the program with other mid-Michigan law enforcement, improving officer training in the region. Michigan's Attorney General reminds Michigan residents to be on the lookout for scammers now that the U.S. Department of Education has made student loan debt relief available. Nestle recommends being proactive against scammers who are eager to take advantage of borrowers. She strongly suggests checking out anyone who purports to represent a government agency by visiting the federal student aid website or the loan servicer. She also reminds people not to give personal information over the phone, through a text message, through email, or it's important to remember that the federal government will not email, call, or text you to take advantage of the loan forgiveness program. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Your home is your haven, and energy-efficient window treatments can make it feel even more comfortable throughout the year. Hi, this is Mary Frankenmuth. Now through December 5th, save big with rebates on qualifying purchases of gorgeous shades that will beautifully transform the light in your home. Also, select Mohawk carpet featuring all pet protection and warranty are on sale now. The only carpet with protection and warranty for all pets and accidents all the time. Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth, celebrating 60 years in business. We'll help you bring it all together.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
WSGW News Time, 11:08. I'm Denise Shannon. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has ordered the U.S. and Michigan flags to be lowered to half-staff throughout the state today, in honor of a World War II soldier whose remains were recently identified. Private First Class Lowell Smith was part of an infantry unit that came under attack by German forces in January of 1945. He was reported missing after the battle. Smith's remains were identified this summer with the help of DNA analysis. He will be buried in Fort Custer National Cemetery in Augusta, Michigan today. And the American Red Cross is asking for you to donate blood, even if you've already had your flu shot.
You can still give blood after getting your flu shot. Or American Red Cross says a severe flu season could create challenges for maintaining a sufficient blood supply for hospitals and patients. And if you've had the shot, and as long as you're symptom-free, there's no need to wait. To sign up to donate, you can visit redcrossblood.org or call 800-RED-CROSS. Appointments are preferred, but walk-ins are always welcome. Jackie Page, the Michigan News Network.
WSGW News Time is 11:10.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see periods of rain showers here for today with cloudy sky conditions and temperatures holding rather steady. Northwest winds are on 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Tonight, a chance for rain showers here, cloudy and a low near 36. Tuesday, we'll have a chance for rain, cloudy high. Then by Wednesday, a slight chance for rain showers, cloudy skies, a high around 45. Thursday, mostly cloudy, we'll see high around 51. Then by Friday, plenty of blue skies and sun, high around 60 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 42.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW. Focus brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax, and remember it's spelled with 2 X's. And today we're going to talk a little Medicare insurance. We're going to do that with our friend from Medicare Choices, who's in the studio this morning. We say hello to Jeff Carrick. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
We're doing well. So I have to ask this question. I know we're in the Medicare, quote, window. Why do we still need a window? Because it seemed like people were selling Medicare all year long.
Well, our enrollment period, and this is the opportunity from October 15th through December 7th for people to make a change, guaranteed issue with their Medicare supplemental plans and Medicare Advantage plans. Throughout the year, you can make changes if there are 5-star plans in the state, which there are, where you can make changes. But this is the opportunity for everybody to really take a look at their plans, make sure that they get all the benefits they deserve. And we can analyze all that for you right here at Medicare Choices.
Do these plans change from year to year? I mean, are they that different?
Most of them are minor changes. I wouldn't changes, but the big thing this year, I should say 2023, is the dental coverage with some of the plans. I mean, they have some plans where, I mean, in the past, you've always got the preventive dental and, your cleanings and all that stuff at no charge. And now they've got comprehensive dental plans that cover root canals, your fillings, extractions, and all of that stuff some of the plans are $3,000 plus per year in coverage on dental, and some of them, the plans are at no cost.
And these are in the Advantage plans, right?
These are in the Advantage plans. The Medigap plans, years and years, do not cover any kind of supplemental benefits or prescription drug coverage. With the supplemental plans, you would get a standalone prescription drug plan to go with that. And then also here at Medicare Choices, we have the hybrid Medicare plan. And just like a hybrid car, which is a blend between gas and electric, the hybrid Medicare plan is a blend between a Medicare Advantage and a Medigap or Medicare supplemental plan.
So I have a really stupid question.
No questions are stupid.
If Medicare Advantage is all that good, and apparently in many cases it is, why do we need all the other stuff? Why don't we just have Medicare Advantage plans? Why doesn't the government say, hey, this is it?
Well, I'll get back to the Medigap plans. They're age rated and they go up each and every year for the rest of your life. And sometimes, if you live to 80, 85, 90, 95 years old, those Medigap plans can get quite expensive because they are age rated and they go up every year. Then you take a look at the Medicare Advantage plans. They have co-pays for everything. So what we do with the hybrid Medicare plan, and we are an independent agency. We got all the major carriers here in the state of Michigan that we can shop around for you, find the best plan for you. And but in every state of Michigan, there are 3 bad copays that everybody doesn't like, including myself. I'm a senior. I'm 66 years old. I'm on Medicare myself. And that's the hospital copays, the skilled nursing facility copays, and the cancer and chemotherapy copays. And we eliminate those things with a hospital indemnity plan, which is the hybrid Medicare plan. And the great thing about the hybrid plan versus the Medigap plans is once you're in, you're locked in, and the company that we use has never, ever had a premium increase.
Really? That's
Never.
unusual in that industry.
Company that I use is over 80 years old. It's all insurance carriers are rated by AM Best. They're an A-rated carrier. They've been around for over 80 years, and they're in Illinois.
So if I understand it right, the hybrid plan, Jeff, right now, for example, I have Medicare A, B, D, and supplement plan F. Okay.
Yep.
So if I understand it right, you're offering an Advantage plan, which is plan C, which covers A, B, and D.
Yep.
And your hybrid replaces my supplement plan to cover those copays and things that are covered in my plan F. Basically,
Correct.
Is that right?
The copays, just like a Medigap plan does for hospitalization, skilled nursing, cancer, chemotherapy. You can eliminate the ambulance copay. You can eliminate this, that, whatever, depending on how you want to be insured. But the biggest advantage is it's guaranteed issue turning age 65, and it is guaranteed issue up to age 68 to get into the hybrid Medicare plan. And like I said, the company that we use has never, ever had a premium increase I have it for myself. I've got the option of every plan in the state of Michigan, every plan out there, and that's what I have for myself, and I'm 66.
So you mentioned guaranteed issue, but what about somebody like me who's 79 years old and maybe says, oh, I want to change?
There are some underwriting that is done with those plans, and they look at your medical conditions, and the underwriting is very, very, very lenient, but there are certain situations where you might not qualify.
Right. And that's something you can deal with.
Absolutely. Yeah. We can let you know right then and there within minutes whether or not you're going to qualify or not.
Jeff Carrick from Medicare Choices, our guest here on Focus. We'll take a break. Be back with Jeff, talk more about it. And all of that is ahead this morning after these notes.
Fall might mean cooler weather, but at the Maytag store, it means hot appliance deals for you. Does your oven need an upgrade before the holidays? Well, the Maytag store has the deals you need in stock today. Come in and talk to their knowledgeable sales staff and find the appliance of your dreams and budget. They have all the brands you want, including Maytag, GE, Speed Queen, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and more. Of in-stock appliances on sale and ready to go. Let the Maytag store handle the hassle of delivering, installing, and hauling away your old appliance. And did you know the Maytag store has their own in-house parts and service department too? Call today to schedule your repair. Baking season is just around the corner, so make sure you have what you need for a delicious holiday season by visiting the Maytag store or the outlet store in Shields for those scratch and dent deals. Or you can shop online at the MaytagStoreUSA.com. Experience the Maytag store difference today.
The Maytag store.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact. Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor. You.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
We all know clean fields lead to strong yields. That's why XtendFlex soybeans offer triple tolerance to dicamba, glyphosate, and glufosinate to control more weed species than any other weeds like water hemp, Palmer amaranth, and mare's tail. Get the control, flexibility, and proven performance you need so you can focus on the business at hand instead of beating back weeds. Explore the Roundup Ready Extend crop system at systemofchoice.com. Claim based on approved EPA herbicide labels as of January 2021. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
I think farming picked me. I didn't pick farming. I'm not afraid to try something new. It's my farm, my family, and our future. My channel Seedsman gets that. Innovative products with personalized advice backed by data to maximize my yield potential. With Channel, I know I'll prosper for years to come.
Define your future at channel.com/future. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. Copyright 2022 Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
From the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
And we're back with you on Focus, talking to Jeff Carrick from Medicare Choices about Medicare. How, we see the commercials on television endlessly about, getting an Advantage plan and money goes back into your Social Security. In reality, Jeff, what does a person have to do to qualify to get money back in their Social Security?
Well, first thing I want to mention, Art, is you can take all the celebrities, the Joe Namath and all those people on the TV commercials, and there is nothing that they can do that Medicare Choices can't, and we can sit down with you face-to-face right here in our own hometown.
Right.
We know the area. We know the plans the best in the area. You're not dealing with an agent from Florida or Georgia or whoever that don't really care about you. And those commercials are meant for a particular carrier. Only offering one company. Where we are an independent agency, we got all the carriers, and we find out what plan is going to be the best fit for you.
Yeah. So what, do people get money back in their Social Security?
There is a Part B give back, and there are plans out there that you may qualify for that you might even get, $1,200 more back in your Social Security check. And but you do have to qualify for them. There's one company that's got a plan out there that is offering you $1,200 back in your Social Security check for next year. Fall with that plan is it has a medical deductible of $675.
So there's no free lunch, right?
No. But there are other plans, like if you're a veteran and stuff like that, that you can qualify to get the Part B give back. And the thing that is, we do Medicare every day. We are the people to come to answer your questions. We know all the plans. We know all the information that you're going to need to know if you're going to qualify for that Part B give back. Please give us a call. But
there are Advantage plans that cost you nothing.
Yes, absolutely. I can tell you right now, Medicare Advantage plan, 0 premium PPO plan, where I can go see any doctor, any hospital that I want. And like I said, I'm 66 years old and I'm on a Medicare Advantage plan myself, along with the hybrid plan that eliminates those hospitalizations. The rest of my life, I will have not one penny of out of pocket for hospitalizations, skilled nursing, and that's something that everybody needs to talk about. Cancer and chemotherapy, all the plans. You go through chemotherapy, it's a drug. It's not a drug that you're going to pick up at your local CVS pharmacy. It's a hospital-administered drug. And all the Medicare Advantage plans, you pay 20%. Well, how much is it for chemotherapy?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen it over $100,000. Well, 20% of $100,000, that's $20,000. How many people can afford that in retirement years?
Yeah.
So we eliminate that.
All right. So let's talk about the nitty gritty. How does somebody get a hold of Medicare Choices?
Well, you can visit on our website at www.medicarechoicesinfo.com, or please give us a call, local number, area code 989-899-7820. And right here in Saginaw, we do, you can come to our office. We meet at coffee shops, McDonald's, in your home, whatever you prefer, wherever you're comfortable.
And what's the window now? How long do we have?
Well, we got open enrollment is October 15th through December 7th.
So we're in it right now.
We're in it right now. We're hot and heavy. We're in it right now. Give us a call. We'll set up an appointment and we'll meet with you at your convenience.
All right, Jeff, listen, I appreciate it. As always, we'll talk to you again.
Okay, thank you so much, Art. You have a great day.
You too. Jeff Carrick from Medicare Choices. And this is the window time, folks. So give them a call and find out about it. Let me ask how you slept last night, because, in today's world, workers are asked to do more for less. So when you go to bed and theoretically you spend a third of your life there, you need quality sleep. You can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality, good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And they feature 1-hour delivery window of your mattress to your home. If you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. Visit the Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or give them a call at 989-753-1757.
In these challenging economic times, we need a strategy to fix Michigan's economy. That's plan to improve the economic climate in the Saginaw Valley. Annette Glenn listened to our agriculture industry, small businesses, and families.